So today we're going to talk about cycle 1 and the parent functions. So the first parent function is just a straight linear function, where to the power of 1, y equals x. Next we're going to talk about the quadratic function, where it's y equals x squared. And as you can see, it comes down from the negative x side to the x-axis, and then hits the x-axis at the point 0, 0, and climbs back up after. Next is the cubic function, which is y equals x to the power of 3. It is like the linear function, except for it holds at 0 for a longer period of time. Next, the quartic function is also just like the quadratic function, and where it comes down from the negative x side of the y-axis and then hits at a point 0, 0, and then again climbs after. And the last one we're going to talk about is the quintic function, where it's y equals x to the power of 5. Again, like the cubic and linear, it approaches from quadrant 3 to the x-axis, goes along the x-axis for a longer period of time though. Again, hits at the point 0, 0, and then climbs back up after. So for the functions with an even degree, so that's the quadratic and the quartic, those functions have a characteristic that they come in from quadrant 2, and then they hit the x-axis and then climb up through quadrant 1. And if it's positive, that's their behavior, but if it's negative, I'll just put it in here, it flips in the y-axis, so now it is coming from quadrant 3 up, hitting the x-axis, then going down through quadrant 4. And it's almost the same situation for the odd functions. So they all rise from quadrant 3 to quadrant 1 if they're positive, but if they're negative, they go from quadrant 2 to quadrant 4. So the next thing we're going to talk about is inequalities. So inequalities can be used when you're trying to find where x cannot equal, or if in business, like your line of where you won't be making any money. So I have 3 inequalities here. So for the first one, x has to be less than 4, or greater than 4, sorry. You can see it right here. So that means anything to this side you could either fall under what you're trying to find or not in what you're trying to find. And you can use them for the x-axis and the y-axis if you needed to. And yeah, that's everything. Oh, and also we're going to talk about converting radians to degrees. So let me just find it here. So since we know that pi is equal, 2 pi is equal to 360, that means that pi is equal to 180. And since we know that pi is equal to 180, we can put in any radian. Like, so say we have the angle is pi over 3. Well, we know that pi is equal to 180, so we put 180 in for pi, 180 over 3, and then you get 60 degrees. And that is how you convert radians to degrees. Thanks for watching. Check out my worksheet posted in the assignment.